Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from me, Peter Ford. I think everyone knows me now, but just in case, I'm VP of Global Alliances, Channels and Partners for Acquia. Welcome to March Bootcamp. Just to run through a few things today, I'm going to talk in a few minutes around some program updates, and I'm going to pass the majority of this session across to my esteemed colleague, Ryan Piccini, and he'll take you through a very, very interesting new initiative that we are starting to pull the covers back on. So this is a bit of a sneak peek for you around the Composable Enterprise. There'll be a lot more information around this coming to you in the coming couple of weeks, but this will give you some sort of insight to some of this stuff. We will have a Q&A at the end of today around some of this, because I'm sure some of this will prompt a lot of questions. So we look forward to you being able to stay with us for that stuff. So let's move on to the first slide, please. As I mentioned, I really wanted to take the opportunity to just have a brief recap on what happened when we last got together, or most people perhaps on this call joined us, which was the Partner Summit. So if you can move on to the next slide, please. And just thought I'd share this with you. So we had more than 800 partners register with us for that event, which was an astounding number, given I think substantially more than we've had previously, and had more than 500 of you join us. It was, I think, hopefully the nature of the content and the way in which we structured it, trying to keep the sessions brief and structured and to the point, was really valuable. What's important for you to be aware of now is, because as you may realize, we were recording a lot of that material, and all of that is now available to you in Acquia Academy. So if you want to go back and review some of the segments there related to the Drupal cloud proposition or the marketing cloud proposition, etc., or the awards piece, if you want to celebrate again, and so on, then please go back and look at that information, because it'll be there. But most of all, I want to thank everybody who was able to join us either live during that session or who looked at the recordings afterwards. As you will have gathered from the announcements around the restructuring of the program itself, this is an enormous undertaking for us to begin to reshape and reframe what we're doing. And to make it as inclusive and as collaborative as possible. And so your time, which I know is valuable for everyone, having you spend some time with us, investing in your attention in focusing on Acquia is enormously important to us. But just on that point, if you move on to the next slide, please, Ryan. Just as a reminder, I just wanted to cover off the key aspects of this in case anyone who's on this call today wasn't able to join for the session. The most important aspect of what it is we're doing with the program now is involving a partner in virtually every sales pursuit we have. So it becomes a completely integrated partner-sourced and co-sel strategy. Now, this is an exercise in ensuring that we leverage the key assets of our partner community supporters, not just around services delivery, but also in helping us to co-sell to the organizations we start to talk to. And critically, those fall into three key areas. One is the Acquia customer accounts, where we're looking to expand the relationship into from just being focused on Drupal Cloud, perhaps, or from Marketing Cloud into Drupal Cloud, but across the other side as well, where there are significant expansion opportunities. And then there's the net new logo engagement for us, where working with the sales teams in each of the regions, we start to put together joint sales campaign engagements to go after those accounts together and work very much hand in glove. And then there may be those organizations that are your existing accounts, where you believe that an Acquia proposition, either as an extension of an existing Acquia footprint, but perhaps also people who are wanting to have, excuse me, a complete shift away from the conventions of an Adobe stack or a Sitecore stack, and want to embrace an open platform, a low-code environment, to look at how they take their solutions or their infrastructure forward. I think as we talked about during Summit, what this regrettable period of time for us has shown in the last 12 months has been that some of the infrastructure that's been put in place had been done so assuming that it was industrial strength, or it would provide an agile platform for clients to be able to respond to market need. And in many cases, that's been shown to be woefully inadequate. So we've seen many more conversations beginning to start now around how organizations feel that they want to restructure their content engagement with across their sites, and to use a DXP platform such as Acquia in order to accommodate their needs going forward. I think the other thing I'd mention here, whilst it's not on this particular slide, but I didn't want to bore you with too much repeat content, was the fact that, as I mentioned, we're now seeing an enormous increase in the number of leads we're seeing come through from inquiries into both Gartner and Forrester on the back of the analyst activity we've been doing. And in general, we're now seeing in excess of 6,000 leads a quarter globally. And to emphasize the point related to this, whilst some of those, all those will go through a qualification process, clearly, as we start to whittle down the key focus submissions and things we've been getting, is we want to engage a client, a partner in every single one of those discussions. So now is a really important time to begin to examine your relationship with Acquia and how we take that forward. And in relation to that, next slide, please. One of the things we want to do in April is to talk about this, which is the practice certification program. Our dear friend, Mr. Mark Royko, who clearly has used Photoshop on that photograph excessively. Mark Royko will be here to explain how to plan that enablement and so on. I think it's vitally important, as you'll appreciate, that if we have leads coming through to the business as we do, that are focused on Marketing Cloud, if your existing certifications are very much focused towards the Drupal side of the house, it makes it difficult for us to be able to propose engaging with a partner who doesn't have the right kind of certifications in place. So this is a really important moment to begin to reassess how your capacity planning and so on is set up at the moment, and listen to what Mark has to say around the certification program and what we can do to help related to that. So very important messaging related to that. Next slide, please. So on the back of this, this was really the kind of the call to action we finished up at the end of Summit, which is now is the time, just to reinforce this message, to engage your client teams with Acquia sales. They have all been briefed as to Acquia sales have all been briefed that this is the nature of the program. You will have seen Mike Sullivan, our CEO, confirmed that this is very much the strategic direction of the business. So no one is. This will not come as a surprise to anybody as to the nature of the conversation and how important this now is. The other key aspect of this is we will be providing opportunities to you. I think that's a key point. I mentioned during Summit and before that as well, that some of our primary competitors, no matter how important and high profile their brands are, they do not walk you into new opportunities. We will. And so in terms of, we know and understand what it is we have to do in order to support and kickstart the relationship or enhance the relationship that already exists. So know that we'll be on the phone, via email, what have you, beginning to engage you in some of the opportunities as they come through and have been properly qualified. But equally, knowing that we're gravitating this entire focus to becoming so much more partner-centric around this, please, as part of that engagement with Acquia sales, you know, we still need to see opportunities coming from yourself. So please, if you're seeing an opportunity, I urge you to go and deal register that for all the reasons that hopefully you'll understand. Not least of which is to put your thumbprints on a thing like that, because as you'll have seen from the enhancements to the program, you will be rewarded for that participation. But it is a thing which is rewarded even further if you're actively co-selling with us in order to secure that business. So I'd encourage you to do that. And this is really, I suppose, a further message about how committed we are to our shared success. And you will have heard Mike Sullivan and Chris Doggett, the CRO, talk about this during Summit and from many others as well. This is a transformational moment in our program related to this, and it will be a huge success for all of us if we all commit to the outcome at the end of the road of this thing. So next slide, please, Ryan. So I'd encourage you to embrace what I've put here as being kind of the strapline for what we're doing, which is we're sharing this vision and we're working together as one team in order to achieve that. And that's probably Ryan and myself looking out on the horizon there as to where the bar is. Anyway, so on that note, it's all right, you can go. So if you want to stay with us, please, we'll have a quiz at the end. I've been sponsored by Amazon to tell you, and by Partner Marketing, to tell you that there are Amazon vouchers at the end of this to potentially win related to the quiz. And obviously, we're anticipating through the Q&A that will run at the end of this session as well, that you'll probably have some questions you want to put to Ryan and Alex around the notion of what we're about to announce here. So I'm not going to steal any more thunder from them, and I will pass the ball straight to Ryan Pacini. Ryan.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you everyone for joining us around the globe. We're so happy that you're here with us today. Like Peter mentioned, my name is Ryan Pacini. I am the Director of Product Marketing for Acquia's Drupal Cloud, and I'm joined by Alex Del Canto, the Director of Product Marketing for Acquia's Marketing Cloud. We have a really exciting announcement that we wanted to share with you today. It's around this concept of the Composable Enterprise, and I'll walk you through how we got to this concept and why it's valuable to your clients, and then we'll spend some time going through the product enhancements that are going to enable this concept of the Composable Enterprise. And for those of you who have been with Acquia, even for the last 2 years, you've seen that we've undergone a major transformation. We've made some meaningful acquisitions. We've released some material innovation as it relates to our products, and we've really risen through the analyst rankings because we've executed on our vision. And we continue to grow and think about what's next. And so with this release, you're going to see that we have a lot of great innovation and new products that are coming out here in the next, I guess, week and a half. And that caused us to take a step back and say, what's working, what isn't, and how should we be thinking about our long-term roadmap? And so one of the things that we noticed that there are things that were true 10 years ago that remain true today, and we think are going to continue to remain true over the course of the next 10 years. And those are the things that are driving the way that we think about our business and how we help you pitch clients and win new business and take your clients from where they are today to the future that's going to make them successful. And so the first thing that we've acknowledged is that there's going to be more content over the course of the next 10 years. We don't exactly know what that content is going to look like, where it's going to need to be delivered, but we know that there's going to be more of it, that headless is going to be part of that equation, that there's going to be need for reuse of that content, and there's a need to look at all different types of content, from videos to images to emerging forms of rich media that are all going to play a role in how your customers engage with you across a variety of digital channels. The second is there's going to be more applications. We don't know exactly what these applications are going to look like, but we do know there's going to be more of them, whether they're decoupled or headless, if they need to be managed by a centralized governance console, who's going to build these applications. But at the heart of it, we know it's going to be developers, and we know that there's going to be more of them that are going to be deployed for a variety of use cases, both employee and customer experience applications. And so we want to make sure that our partners are empowered to build these applications in a way that's effective for your customers long-term. The third thing is there's going to be more data. We don't know all the data sources, where this data is going to come from. We don't know the volume of it, but we know that data needs to be unified. We know that it needs to be accessible to the business. It can't just be available to IT leaders, and that the volume of data is going to need to be informed by machine learning to get the maximum value out of that data for our joint customers. And then the fourth is risk. As more and more people play a role in creating and deploying digital experiences, the number of cybersecurity threats that are emerging in the marketplace, and then the speed in which brands are tasked at moving, it's going to introduce more risk. We don't know exactly what those risks look like, but we know that they are going to continue to evolve, and partners are going to need to help their clients navigate towards an environment and an approach that helps them stay secure and compliant and focus on building great experiences for their customers. And so when you look at these four buckets, we're very confident these four buckets are going to remain, that they're going to be the areas that your customers are going to need to think about. But what we've also recognized, and if there's one thing that COVID has taught us, is that there's no normal. There's no defined path in terms of how these things converge and how brands are going to need to activate the different buckets to be successful. And so they need to be able to turn or hop on a new path wherever that path starts to lead them. And at Acquia, we recognize that one of the biggest challenges organizations have is the approach to be able to pivot, to be able to change direction, to be able to adapt to however customers are engaging and what their expectations are in the short and long term. And so when we looked at the market, we saw that the choices were somewhat problematic. If you looked at a traditional software stack, this is someone like Adobe, it's very easy to get stuck on one track. It's very easy to get kind of pushed down one path, and then having to re-architect and pivot is very difficult. An emerging software stack, these are, some of the, if you look in the content space, these are things like the Contentfuls of the world. There's risks that are associated with these platforms. They're too immature to kind of get ahead and foresee the changes that are coming in the market. And so there's inherent risk in terms of adopting something like this because of the limited resources that they have to build, and the lack of viability and ROI that they've been able to prove in their few years of existence. And then the third, we're seeing less and less of this, but build your own stack. It's usually a combination of build and buy, but the organizations who have adopted this approach historically have fallen behind. It's just the pace of innovation is too much. The number of channels, the technologies that are informing those channels is vast. And so unless you are a technology company at heart, building your own stack is becoming very difficult. And so what we've seen and what we continue to hear from the analysts is organizations want a composable software stack that allows them to pivot and to move in whatever direction that they need to, where they have a set of assembled services and that can be brought together to deliver an experience wherever their customers are today and in the future. And Acquia is really the original composable software stack with Drupal as the foundation. And when you think about our future architecture, this is what it will look like. And you can see how the Drupal Cloud and Marketing Cloud fit into this overarching strategy and planning. So at the top, you have the Composable Enterprise, which is the vision where most of our customers are trying to get to. That's going to help them create competitive advantage. And then there are composable experiences, and this is the platform that enables the Composable Enterprise. And this consists of, you can see Composable Architecture, which is Drupal Cloud, and Composable Engagement, which is Marketing Cloud. Underneath is a set of services, which is often a collection or one of our products that enable, whether it's composable designs, something like Site Studio, or composable journeys. So I think one of the questions probably most of our longstanding partners have on the tip of their tongue is, how does the Composable Enterprise fit with our current messaging? And so again, I alluded to it on the previous slide, but Composable Enterprise is the end state that we are trying to get our customers to together. Something that's agile, something that's efficient, something that allows them to pivot, something that allows them to be future-proof or future-ready. The enabler of the Composable Enterprise is the Open DXP. And what goes into the Open DXP are the respective clouds: Acquia's Drupal Cloud and Acquia's Marketing Cloud. Okay, so that you will hear more. That is a sneak peek on kind of the overarching vision that we have, positioning that we're going to bring to market. The Open DXP, again, will not go away. We are going to have a layer above that, which is the end state that we're trying to enable for our customers. And everything that we build in our roadmap, all the new innovation, all the acquisitions that we go through will be focused on enabling that composable enterprise. So now we're going to transition to the next section of this deck, which is about the new innovation, both new products and new features within our existing products that are going to empower this composable enterprise. So first, let's take a look at the Drupal Cloud. You might have seen this on the previous slide, but one of the things you will see us introducing in the next 2 weeks here is the Acquia Experience Platform. This is going to sit within the Drupal Cloud. Now, historically, when someone buys the Drupal Cloud, they might buy our core cloud platform, they might buy Site Studio, they might buy IDEs. And while that's great, what we recognized is that it was a little bit complicated for customers to buy the best solution for us. And we believe that the best solution for our customers is one that hits the needs of the developers, the IT managers, the marketers and designers, or line of business owners, because all of them need to contribute in order to create great content-driven experiences. And so we are going to package up all of the 4 kind of buckets that you see below and put them into the Acquia Experience Platform. Rest assured, if you are a partner and you have your own distribution, you do not necessarily need to use Acquia CMS. Or if you have your own development process, you do not necessarily need to use cloud IDEs. We're going to make it easy for you to package this to your customers, sell it, and offer a very efficient delivery model, but it is not, it's not necessary. It is the recommended direction for our customers, but we understand there are nuances in terms of how you deliver. But in terms of a pitch, this allows you to go in and say, you know, someone like Sitecore is focused primarily on X persona. They don't take into consideration everyone who's going to need to contribute to creating these great content-driven experiences. Okay, now getting into some of the products. Many of you have heard about Acquia CMS. We have done some partner enablement on it. We had talked about it at Partner Summit. So if you need details on any of these key product innovations or new products, please reference those sessions. But real quickly, Acquia CMS provides unmatched flexibility, ease of use, and security. What is Acquia CMS? It's Acquia's opinionated distribution of Drupal that's curated by Acquia and has some capabilities that you can't find anywhere within the community. For example, it includes Site Studio. That is part of Acquia CMS. We also have pre-selected modules, so you don't have to go through that process. And performance and security is built into Acquia CMS. So that will be something that's offloaded from your team, and you can focus on driving innovation within the CMS. There are also pre-built integrations into Acquia's Open DXP. So if you have a customer that you're selling a roadmap in terms of digital maturity and experience, Acquia CMS could be a great option because things like personalization and CDP already have pre-built connections. The benefits, it's an accelerator. It helps you get to market faster. It's going to help with the delivery. So everyone from developers to marketers can contribute, and it's an efficient way to run Drupal. So many of the core IT tasks are going to be offloaded, again, so you can focus on innovation and continuous delivery. Next is Site Studio. Many of you know Site Studio is a game changer for Acquia. It really helps get ahead of that ease of use or complexity challenge that we often hear our competitors throw FUD at. And we've taken that to the next level with Site Studio. You will be able to see some of the new innovation because a lot of this is visual. But the first thing is we have a new UI kit with 70 pre-built components. So I'd imagine that many of you are building out component libraries for your clients. You might even be building out component libraries for your agency that can be used across multiple builds. We are expediting that process for you, so you don't have to build a lot of this from scratch. The second is the visual page builder, and this is a game changer. You need to take a look at the demo of this, which we will show you in the near future, but this allows you to edit a page in real time. You can see the changes that are being made in a preview, so you don't have to go back and forth between the layout canvas and the front end experience. And so we've always been focused with Site Studio in expanding the number of people who can use it and build experiences and enhance experience with Drupal. This takes it to the next level. So, if anyone says Drupal's hard to use, it's just for IT leaders, this will help you cut that objection off right at the knees. Next is Acquia Migrate. Many of you have heard of this, but just a quick recap. It's an advanced migration UI on top of Drupal's powerful Migrate API. It is IP that Acquia owns. It's been built by some of the most prominent members of the community, like Angie Byron, who's known as WebChick in the community. And it's really designed to accelerate migration from Drupal 7 to Drupal 9. And then finally, on the Drupal Cloud side of things, Acquia Cloud Next. Many of you have heard about this. This is our Kubernetes native platform for Drupal. It is, we do have customers who will be going on it here in the next 2 months. And the net for your clients is it's going to really improve application performance. You're going to be able to deploy code faster, maximum security and resiliency. And for those of you who are in competitive situations against another Drupal hosting platform, you will be able to walk in with confidence in saying this is the most modern, scalable performance solution for any type of Drupal application. So if that's something that you're running into, please reach out to us about Cloud Next. More details on this coming in the next few months. We are mentioning it in our release next week, but not going into detail on it like we are the other capabilities. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Alex to take you through the innovation that we're releasing in the Marketing Cloud. Alex, over to you.
Thank you, Ryan. As you've heard at our partner summit, we are heavily investing in Acquia Marketing Cloud. And today we are excited to announce new capabilities that improve operational efficiency, reduce risk, and really increase revenue opportunities for our clients across 4 key areas of innovation. So on the next slide, we'll see the first of which is really to enable our clients to optimize how they empower every single employee within their organization with the data and intelligence that they need to make decisive, informed decisions very, very quickly. Not only have we totally revamped our analytics capabilities in Acquia Personalization, leveraging CDP-derived insights and advanced dashboards and intelligence, but we've actually unified and standardized our analytics capabilities across both Acquia CDP and personalization. If you're operating across both solutions, not only will you receive the same exact user experience, but you'll be working off of a single unified source of truth, no matter where you're consuming that information, democratizing data across the organization by giving the right access to the teams who need it. Unified analytics includes powerful machine learning likelihood and clustering models, interactive queries, cohort analysis, and Snowflake data sharing available directly to Acquia personalization customers to get a deep and cohesive understanding of marketing performance and their customers and deliver experiences with empathy. And this is very powerful because these are features that previously were only ever available to our CDP customers. So if you license Acquia personalization today, you will be able to gain access and visibility into these features. To that end, we are also further capitalizing on our leadership in predictive analytics, data intelligence, and machine learning to further our clients' abilities to understand their customers' intent at scale and deliver foolproof experiences at every step of the journey. As you know, we have a comprehensive set of out-of-the-box, fully customizable, machine learning models, as you know. And in recent past, we launched predictive send time as well, enabling our clients to predict the optimal moment to engage any and every individual within their database. Today, we're launching yet 2 more models, right? The first of which is predictive send frequency. No more guessing, how many touches are, every customer should get before they risk churning, right? We are helping our clients predict the optimal number of times to reach out to someone to maximize conversion, allowing you to meet your customer where and when they need it most, leaving fatigue management in the rearview mirror, minimizing churn, and improving overall conversion. And the second model that we're introducing is fuzzy clustering, enabling clients to classify each and every individual into multiple segments for greater accuracy and usability of cluster-based campaigns. So for example, an individual can now be both categorized as a discount seeker and a high lifetime value customer. And those segments can be intertwined to deliver hyper-personalized campaigns. And of course, like all of our machine learning models, these are fully customizable and tailorable to any of our clients' needs. So they can leverage any data sets that are important to a business and can be tailored, the algorithms can be tailored to the specific business requirements. Next, we are releasing enhancements to our campaign reporting capabilities within Acquia CDP. As you may be aware, campaign reporting traditionally was exclusively available through the cohort analysis add-on in Acquia CDP. Not only have we made this a standard entitlement to Acquia CDP customers, but we've actually enhanced the capabilities within. So now we have segment-level campaign reporting via cohort analysis, as well as robust reporting on marketing campaigns with things like revenue attributions and key KPIs, from sends to opens and clicks, to truly understand the return on investment that campaigns are driving that leverage any data from the customer data platform, no matter which last mile activation system is actually being used, whether they are Acquia's or third parties, no matter where we're living within a client's ecosystem. And of course, campaign performance reporting for CDP and Acquia personalization via integrated analytics is also available per the first innovation that we spoke about. And this will help our clients uncover the true ROI of these of machine learning based campaigns. I will also help them optimize their campaigns based on ROI analysis of any previous campaign that they've run, and ultimately help them transform their teams into data-driven champions, continuously optimizing and learning from every campaign they put into market to drive the greatest efficacy within their programs. But most importantly, it will help each and every one of you easily demonstrate value from the campaigns you're creating and advising your clients to create and drive that leverage data from the customer data platform. And that brings us to our final, yet I think most mission critical capabilities that we're announcing, helping brands ensure that they're actually able to honor customer privacy and deletion requests directly, quickly, and in compliance without the need to submit a request through Acquia services, which has been the state of doing business up until this point. So these self-service capabilities for compliance, specifically for GDPR and CCPA deletion requests, but available to any future regulations that come into play, enable clients to request data erasure for one or more individuals and review the status of previously filled requests with the flexibility of being leveraged directly by the client themselves or to our partners who are managing the privacy and compliance requirements of our joint clients. Whoever is responsible to drive that compliance, in essence, will be able to drive these requests directly. This will help confirm that deletion requests are handled properly, while streamlining and honoring the right to be forgotten, and maintain a full record to be in compliance with all regulations. So these are some very, very exciting innovations that are coming out, and we're only at the end of Q1 here, but really excited to be able to share these with you all. Ryan, I'll pass it back to you to move on, I believe, to the Q&A.
Great. Yeah, I don't, and Peter or Z, I actually cannot access the Q&A. It looks like there might be 1 or 2 questions in that. I'm not sure if you can, but folks, if you do have questions, please put them in the Q&A and or chat, and we'll try to get those addressed right now.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, let me. I've got access here, so I can just read this out. So we have a question from Carl Regan, which was and may have come up actually in the slides, Ryan. But when will Acquia CMS be available, and is there a migration path from Drupal core or Lightning?
Yeah, so we do have some detailed documentation around Lightning, and we do plan to support Lightning for a set period of time. And there is a path to transition to Acquia CMS from Lightning. So Kyle, we can make sure to get you that documentation. And Acquia CMS is in beta right now. If you have customers that are looking to, if you're looking at a new site build, you certainly can adopt Acquia CMS, but it's actually going to launch by the end of March. So it will be fully GA in March.
Okay, I've got more stuff here. This is from Kevin Harris. Is Acquia Cloud Next planned to be FedRAMP authorized as well?
Yes, absolutely.
And Kyle, you're welcome. He says thank you.
You, Kyle. Okay. Yes.
Very good. Oh, hang on. We've got some other things on the event plan. Okay, no, that's fine. Yes. Any other questions from the floor?
I had one that I might toss over to Alex real quick that I think folks might want to know, which was specifically, I know we've talked about our products that we're building out. And I know that you have kind of been leading an initiative to think about the broader ecosystem of technology partners to make it more viable to bring Acquia into a deal and integrate with their broader tech stack. So can you just talk a little bit about the DX Alliance for folks who aren't aware of it or didn't have a chance to tune in to some of our sessions? Maybe Alex and Peter, if you guys want to highlight that real quick, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great question. In addition, to the fact that we just spoke about the Composable Enterprise, because the heart and soul of any Composable Enterprise is the ecosystem itself. So we've founded the DX Alliance earlier this year. We launched that, I believe, at our partner summit as well. And that is effectively our technology partner program, whereby we are, working with a best of breed growing set of technology partners to allow our customers to build out a composable stack that meets their specific requirements across a variety of vendors. So we started with commerce vendors at the beginning, but this program is growing very, very quickly to other categories as well. And this really allows us to put system integrator partners and agencies behind each and every one of those technology partnerships that we have to not only integrate our solutions, but drive the joint success of our clients. Peter, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that.
No, baffled by science. No, you're right. I think you're spot on. I mean, the key aspect of this is having technology relationships which complement and enhance the capabilities that we have. Then essentially, what we're trying to put in place here are relationships that help to extend your engagement with the client and extend the value that you can bring to them as well. So they don't need to shop around quite so broadly. They can establish a relationship with yourselves and maintain that relationship. So this is really an exercise in customer and kind of notionally brand loyalty as well. Okay, so having fielded that one, I've got some more questions here. I'm going to call out Sana from Cyberduck. Thank you for the question. Do we have any co-marketing plans for these releases? Do you gents want to comment on that at all?
Sure, I can take that. Yeah, I think the first thing that we try to do is make sure that our partners are briefed before the general market, and that's why we're doing this session right now. And so we will make this content accessible for the individual sales pitches that you're going to go on here in the course of the next few weeks, and you can be ahead of the broader announcement and the vision. So I think that's first and foremost. And I know that one of the best ways to get involved in a release like this and the co-marketing is really stay in tune with the betas and stay in touch with your partners. So the partners who did a test with Acquia CMS, who were involved in that beta, who are kind of honed in to the announcements that we were doing and made sure that they were first movers, are often the ones who have the opportunity to be involved in the PR and the joint marketing that's associated with this. So as of right now, obviously, some of the plans for the joint marketing are finalized because we're just a week out. But I guess future looking, my guidance and recommendation would be stay close to your partner manager, understand the solutions that are coming out, and they'll make sure to keep you in the loop around what's in beta, and bring those solutions to your clients selectively, but early, to be able to have the opportunity to participate in a future release in a co-branded way.
Yeah, just to add to that as well, Ryan, another good opportunity for co-marketing, not directly tied to this release here, but a number of releases that are correlated, is to get involved with the DX Alliance in and of itself. So we actually, for example, have a webinar later today with one of our partners, EPAM, for example, and we're talking about a joint solution that we have within the Converse space and how we work together in the realm of CDP, for example. So if you are interested in doing more co-marketing activities with Acquia, a great way to get involved is to collaborate on a technology partnership solution with us, and there's a lot of opportunities there as we amplify the DX Alliance program.
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Alex. So a question from my friend Ricardo from FFW. When it comes to headless experiences, does Acquia have an updated point of view on preferred JS front-end frameworks or approach? And I'm very pleased that Alex and Ryan can answer that, because I haven't got a clue.
So some of the technical nuances of that, I will say, for a solution engineer, Ricardo, one of the things I will tell you is that Acquia CMS has both a headless and a fully coupled distribution. And so within that distribution of Acquia CMS, you will be able to get insight in terms of what we think is the best approach, or an opinionated approach that we would feel comfortable with bringing to market. So I think a good starting place for that, Ricardo, is Acquia CMS, and we can certainly organize a call with the SE to give you some insight into all those details. But we have kind of put a stake in the ground in terms of what we think is the best approach in most cases.
Thanks, Ryan. Simon, I've seen your question, and the answer this is about, actually, just in the spirit of transparency. Do we have a UK partner manager in place now and we can connect with? The answer is no, not yet. But I'm working on that, and for the time being, you have to put up with me, which I'm hoping will substitute for the time being. But yeah, if you have something in mind specifically, please just reach out. Okay. Another one. Okay, this is from Mark Gublot. How will partner certification of these stacks be rolled out and offered? What forms of support are available to help us as consultants guide clients in their strategy and roadmaps to considering and adopting these products? Good question, Mark.
So in terms of the I guess from the marketing side of things at Acquia, there are a few pieces of collateral that are going to be coming out just as a sneak peek that will help you kind of present these concepts and how you would map the services back to them. And then Peter, I might pass to you in terms of the resources available. But in terms of the content, one of the things that we're going to provide is a thought leadership piece around what it means to be a composable enterprise, what the things are that go into becoming composable enterprise, and what the value is of a composable enterprise. And so that's something that obviously you will need to tweak for your client, understanding where they are on their journey. But we're going to give you the kind of pillars to make the pitch to move them to a new business model that's going to help them succeed long-term with our technology as the underpinnings. We're also going to build out a maturity roadmap that maps to where different customers are in that journey. So there's a comparison for your clients that makes it comfortable and easy for them to recognize where they are and where they want to go. So those will be two sales tools and assets that you'll have. And then in terms of the enablement, we'll continue to do enablement and update calls on specific products and the releases and what makes them different and how it changes or enhances a delivery model. And then in terms of kind of training and partner resources, I'll pass that over to you, Peter.
Thanks. I've got that. So, Mark, I think one of the answers to the question I think would be I'd encourage you to dial in April and listen to what Mark Groyko is going to tell you about in terms of the certification readiness and so on. I'm sure there'll be some more details that will become available, during that presentation, if not before. But if you have some explicit requirements, and this goes for anyone actually on the call, please do reach out to your regional partner manager or to myself directly if you've any specific requests, and we can do what we can to assist.
And I'd just add to that, the certifications for the individual products will be updated by our learning services team, and partners will receive updates as those new exams become available.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Molly. Okay. Oh. Piyush, handing out certification vouchers to partners is a standard practice with many OEMs and software providers. Any similar plans for Acquia certifications in the near future? I don't know if we have a view on that. Molly, do you have a view?
Yeah, at times we have some certification vouchers. Usually when we have new exams, we get a few and that we can pass out to some partners on sort of an as-needed basis. So check in with your partner manager if you have a need to get your teams certified. We can also do some volume discounts on certifications depending on the number of people within your org that want to take those exams. So we have options.
That's great, thank you. I think that's all the questions for the moment. I'm just double checking. That seems to be the case. All right, so it's probably quiz time. There's some people. There's still a lot of people out on the line who are waiting for an Amazon voucher. So we better jump to this. I'm not quite sure how this. Oops. Oh, there we are. So we got polls. Look at that. Okay. So I'll let people sort of jump in with their responses to this. And should we be playing music or humming whilst this is happening?
I think it's just you, Peter, who's supposed to hum.
Really? Oh, God. I saw I got the guitar over my shoulder here. I could actually fire that thing up and see what we get. There's people leaving the room already, just for the very prospect of that. But we'll see how we get on. This is good. Lots of voting going on. Very good. Yeah, I have to practice that, Justin. Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, I haven't done that for it. Yeah, more of an Eagles man myself, I've got to be honest. Oh, hang on, we might have some more questions here too. Oh, that's okay. You're welcome, Piyush. Oh, Ricardo wants Hotel California. This is not really what this what the bootcamp is for, but if I can maybe arrange to do a live concert another time, then we just suitably embarrass ourselves. But what a hoot! Thank you, team.
I think it's going to be the intro music to Mark's session in April, correct? It's a little lead-in.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with some suitably appalling track. But okay, so we've got.
We'll give it 25 more seconds here, Peter.
Okay, all right, that's good. I think the voting has just about stopped.
All right.
Oh, there's another one. Okay.
And we're going to end it now.
Look at that. Oh, okay.
So real quickly, since the results are in, what is the optimal choice to build great digital experiences? The composable software stack. What is Acquia's version of Drupal with enhanced capabilities you can't find anywhere else? Acquia CMS. And what is the new innovation that combines data from Acquia CDP and Acquia Personalization Unified Analytics? So Peter, I'm going to leave it to you to give somebody the money they deserve.
Okay. Is that beneath the button here?
Yeah, we'll be announcing the winner after the webinar in the follow-up email together with the recording.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Jenny. Brilliant. Okay, super job. So thanks everyone for joining today. I hope this session's been useful, and you've enjoyed the sneak peek as to what we're doing with the Composable Enterprise proposition. And as I mentioned, please do sign up for April to come and join us for that, because we'll be taking you through a lot more detail around the certification exercise as we ready our partners to begin receiving sort of leads from both the Drupal side of the business, but also the Marketing Cloud as well. So thank you very much for joining us again today. It's good to see everyone. Thanks for the engagement and the questions. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.